my friends, it's Andre again here. It's Thursday, it's 3 p.m. BST. It's actually 4 p.m. here in Czech Republic. So welcome here, welcome to another live stream. This time it's going to be again the Gridsome stuff. Last time I know last time I told you that I'm gonna switch into Gatsby again. But the truth is, I want to get this finalized. I want to finally create the pull request here. So I decided to do this converting Gatsby Lumen to Gridsome one last time. So hopefully you can bear with me, and we're gonna finish this today. We'll see. Today's stream is gonna have 1 hour. I'm meeting a group of MVPs, of content MVPs later, so I'm just gonna have to finish that stream in an hour. If you don't know who MVPs are, that would be a good place to show you. So if we go into content.ai and go into community, there is a link for the content MVPs. And look at that. Look at those fine developers. So they are all awesome developers who are working with content, who are evangelizing it, and they're all my friends. Their work is amazing. They all have their own blogs, their Twitters, so make sure to follow them, to take a look at what they produce. They are each unique person, and their style of writing blogs is a bit different, and they're all awesome. So those are the MVPs that I'm meeting later. But for now, let's jump into Gridsome. Ooh, one note that I forgot to mention. Do you guys go or do you guys attend the Gemstack Conf in 2 weeks? It's the first week. I think it's the first week in October. Let me check. Yeah, it's the 6th and 7th of October. Make sure to put that into your calendars. It's Gemstack Conf. This is the conference made by Netlify, and a lot of awesome speakers. It's completely free. There are also some paid workshops and so on, but also the free part of all the presentations is stellar. Great speakers, a lot of great information. And we as Content, we're going to have a booth there, so feel free to jump in and say hi. It's going to be me and my buddy Ryan. We're going to be probably present the whole time during the conference. So stop by, let us know how you like the conference and what are your struggles in your projects. We're always ready to help. So if we can, obviously, we're not the web development pros, but if we can, we will be happy to help. So that's about Gemstack Conf. Now we can get into Gridsome. To be honest, I was working a lot with Angular for this week, so I don't really remember where I finished the stream last time. So let me actually run this and see where we finished last time. I think we did some style sheet updates. So let's see. Here we go. So localhost 8080. You know, it's funny. I'm working with multiple static site generators at once. So I always let's look at that localhost 8080. So I always find the websites on the static site generators by their port. So I know that Gridsome is 8080, Gatsby is 8000. I think next is 4000 or something like that, and Angular is 4200 or something like that. So it's funny that every static site generator has their own port. So this is the site. Okay, it looks quite good. Here we have the links, and I think we were looking at these things. So the timestamps are not correct, and the links are also not very nice looking. And I think if we go inside, yeah, this is not yet generated. So we're gonna be working on that probably. I'm just gonna start the Gatsby site as well. I don't know if it's Gatsby develop. I think it is. Let's see. I always get lost in these. Sometimes you have to do npm run dev. Sometimes you have to do Gatsby develop. Of course, you can adjust the package JSON and add the run script here, which I assume. Yeah, here it is. So you can just run npm run. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. You can run npm run develop. No, stop. Okay, clear this. And if we do npm run develop, this will actually run Gatsby develop, so we're good. So I want to check how the main page looks like. So we have some kind of reference, and once that is done, I will try to replicate the sim in Gridsome. So let's see. This is going to take a second. It's getting all the data from content into Gatsby. It's going to prepare the Gatsby nodes. And here we go. Now this is finally there. So localhost 8000. Here we go. Okay, so there is a category here. That's one thing that we need to implement. And there is only month name and the year. And there's the read, that's the same. I think the fonts are a bit off. Otherwise it looks quite similar. Yeah. Okay, so let's focus on this one first. So there are two ways how we can do this. Let me see how Gatsby does that. Because what I usually do when I need to work with dates in JavaScript, I usually install Moment.js and do everything via Moment.js. It just seems like the easiest way how to handle these things. But let's take a look at how Gatsby does that. So I think we need to go into index page. And let's see. Okay, let's make the terminal smaller. We don't need that. So this page actually renders articles. So we need to go inside article. And article uses Lodash to get the value, okay. And then it uses moment, you see? So I'm just gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna install moment. Now, once this is done, this should be quite easy. So first I have to import moment, obviously, into my Gridsome site. So let's go back to, is that a page? I think it's a page, yeah. Again, let's make the terminal smaller. And in the script, we're gonna import moment. And then, oh, actually not here in the page, but in the article. So article is in components article. So here we go, we got moment there. Now, what we need to do is go into the place where we use that. So that's here. So data content element name date, date time is article date, okay. And we need to just change the appearance, right? I'm just gonna copy that over from here and just hope that it's gonna work. But this is just a simple JavaScript, right? So there shouldn't be any problem there. So article date format. Let's see if this is gonna work. Now let me, yeah, I need to start the site again. So what I usually do is I just open multiple terminals. Right now I don't need that because I don't need to, whenever I need to install something, I obviously have to tear the site down. But otherwise, when I work with CSS or something like that, I just open a new terminal window here and have this terminal running in background that hot reloads the page, and do the same thing for styles, right? So it gets easier. Okay, here we go. All right, there are some issues. Let's take a look. So what's the problem here? Property or method moment is not defined on the instance, but referenced during render. Okay, he doesn't like that. He doesn't like that. So what do we do? So what I'm thinking as a first solution is I could actually add here a computed or method, just a simple method that would use moment, would get a date on input, would change that date and output it here. But maybe Google has something better. So let me see. We're looking for Vue.js moment date format. Let's take a look. Yeah, so you see, this is the solution that I was mentioning. Methods moment, return moment. For its scope, hence you should use a method like this. If you want to pass a date to the moment.js, I suggest use filters. Yeah, this sounds actually quite good. Let's try to use this. So we're gonna add that here and make it a bit nicer. So moment is a function that gets date on as a parameter and returns moment date format, but the format is different. Is this one? We want this format. Cool. So now we have the filter. So the only thing we need to do is put article date here and do it like this. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, you see, that's much better. All of them are September though. I don't think that's right. These are all March and February. So there are two things here. Let me open the headless CMS because I think there is a mismatch of dates. I just want to make sure that I'm on the right project here. So I'm just going to switch to Gridsome Lumen. Here we go. And let's take a look at, we're looking at articles, right? Articles, and let's take a look at this one. So September is when it was published here inside this project, right? But the original publishing date is this one, it's March. So I assume we're using a wrong date here. How is that possible? Let's check the GraphQL query on the index page. So we're using node and date. Date should be fine. So we're getting all articles. We're passing those into the article node and article.date. That should be fine. It should be March. So how come we have September here? Let's check what we have in the article.date first. Okay, so this is definitely September. So the filter is working, so that's fine. So why do we have a wrong date here? So this is the published date. Maybe there is a data mismatch that the Gridsome plugin does, because this is definitely something a bit different. So we got the date. I think the date is just codename date. Yeah, this is codename date. So let's take a look what kind of data we have in the GraphQL Explorer. So if we go for article, let's remove this. We can go for all articles. I'm looking for edges, node, and date. Like this. Let's make it nicer. Variable ID is never used in operation my query. Yeah, let's remove that. Here we go. So these are all September dates, which is obviously wrong. The problem is that we will have here date 1 because this is obviously a published date that's inserted by the Gridsome plugin. I assume the date 1 will be the right one that's coming from the headless CMS. You see, these are all March. So we just have to change the date 1 in the implementation. So let's remove this. Here we're gonna have to use, oh, not what I wanted to do. Here we want to use date 1. Okay, let's save that. There are going to be probably some issues now because we have to change on index page, we have to change the GraphQL query too. And now it should start working, hopefully. Let's take a look. Where's the, oh, here's it, playground. Oh, here we go. February, March, March, March. But we have it ordered the wrong way. I think the first item should be the newest one. So let's change the ordering as well. So sort by date, but we want that to be sorted the other way around. So let me check. The fastest way how we can do this is just go into the GraphQL playground and try to do it here. So order. How is it here? Sort by. Okay, sort by then. Sort by date. Let's see. Okay, this goes ascendingly. So how about if we want to sort it the other way around? I think we just need to add something like tests here. Nope. Okay, let me see. Gridsome sort by descending. Okay, here we go. So order tests. You see, this is what I like about Gridsome documentation. Whenever you need to find something, you just Google for it, and it's right there, whatever you need. This is the best documentation ever. So here we go. We just need order tests, and we should be good to go. Okay, let's try it again. Nope, still not ordered. Come on, what's going on? Index view. Oh, sort by date 1. That's the problem. Now here we go. So the February one is the oldest one. Now this is the March one. So this is now in the correct order. Perfect. So this is solved. Now we need to solve the category here. So here you see the typography, design inspiration, and so on. So let me see if we have the category in here. So you got category and slug, but I would actually appreciate the category name as well here. So let's see if we do actually have that here. So on the node, we are looking for category. Here we have category. And there is slug, and there is a title. So I assume this is what we want. Gatsby typography. That sounds good. That sounds like exactly what we need here. So I'm just gonna put the title here as well in the GraphQL query on the index page. And when we go back into the article, we will have the tag as well as or slug as well as the title available. So here I have the anchor ref to the category slug, there is the category title, and it's already there, so it should already be displayed. But we just didn't have it before available, so let's see. No, we still don't have it here. Let's see what the problem is. So there is the divider, there is the category slash undefined, and the title is also undefined. Okay, let's take a look at what's wrong here. So we're looking at article.category.slug, article.category.title. That sounds good to me. Okay, let's go back into the playground. So we got category.slug, category.title. That should be fine. So let's take a look here. All article, edges, nodes, category slug, category title. That should be fine. Okay, so at this point, let's do a simple output of everything what we have. Okay, here we go. So you see category, and this is actually an array, so which is why we're not getting any data. This is an array, so we need to get the data via an index. So that's the problem. So let's remove this, and let's say category, the first category, dot slug, and category, the first category, dot title. There we go. So design inspiration, we have it there. And the links are also correct. So we're fine there as well. Perfect. So what's next? This is not really. So I think there are still some styles missing here, guys. Let's see. Where is it defined that this one is bold? Here it is. So generic.scss, but we have that in place, so that shouldn't be a problem. The generic one, let's see. Maybe we're missing some fonts here. Yeah, you see, this is 500, so this is correct. This is all fine. Let's see what the font really is. Do we have? Is this Roboto? Do we have the right font here? Maybe we're missing some fonts, because Roboto is something that we have to import from Google, I think, and I don't see that here. Nope. It's not there. So let's see if Gatsby actually uses the import somewhere. So if that was imported, it would probably be in the main template, which would be the layout of index. So here. But here we have only div class layout, so that's not that. Otherwise, it could also be in the main template, but I don't really know how that is called with Gatsby. Let me see. Nope, I don't see it anywhere. So let's take a look at Gatsby config. Yeah, so here you see, here we go. Gatsby plugin Google Fonts. So this is exactly what's causing the problem here. This is what's importing the fonts, right? So we need to do the same thing here. So let me fix that. So we go to Google Fonts. And we need to get Roboto. Yep. And we need 400. So thin, regular 400. We need 400 italic. We need 500 and 700. 500 and 700. And we want to embed that. And this link goes right into my Gridsome project. So let's go into index view. This one is based on the layout component, which is here. But this is still not the main page. Where do we have the main page with Gridsome? Oh, Gridsome also has a specific way, actually. Add custom fonts, look at that. We need to add that into source main.js. And you see, again, I'm in Gridsome documentation, add custom fonts. This is a big menu item here. So it's really easy for me to go in and open exactly what I'm looking for, you see. And here, the first example that you see on the page is already a Google font. So, you know, it's also Roboto. So this is freaking amazing. So I'm just gonna put this thing in the source slash main.js. So source slash main.js. This is what I'm looking for. And I'm just gonna change a little bit this this URL because it's slightly different in my case. So I'm just gonna copy over the thing that I copied from Google Fonts. So this is what I got from Google Fonts. So here we go. Oh, there is some kind of error here. Layout, there is a problem there. What's failed to compile? Syntax error. Only one default export allowed per module. Oh, okay. My mistakes. I'll just put it below this one. So I don't know if you actually add semicolons at the end of these lines. I like to do it. I'm coming from .NET, so it just seems like something. It just seems cleaner to me, you know. Cool. We got no issues here. Let's take a look at the site. Now that looks much better. So you see, this is already in bold. Looks pretty much the same way. It seems the dates are a bit off though, but it works. That's the most important thing. So now I'm just checking. Yeah, this is correct. Okay, so that's for the homepage. I think the homepage looks quite nice right now. So we don't need to do anything else. The links are working, so we're good here. So the next step is to actually get the pages generated. So for that, oh, I think we already did that last time. Let me see. So this is actually based on templates article here. Every generated type also has a record in the Gatsby or gridsome.config. So this is exactly that. So article / slug. So this is what we need. And right now I need to put here the HTML markup from Gatsby. So let's go back here. Let's remove that and let's take a look. So article, there are again some styles. Let me see if we have the styles in place. But this is different article. I think it's the article template display. Details, sorry. Because let's take a look at the Gatsby node. So Gatsby node is a place where Gatsby generates all pages. So that's why I'm looking for it now, because here this is the category pages, but here are the article pages. So all content item article, I'm looking for articles, here we go. So path is articles / the slug, that's fine. And the component is, I think, do we have the same? I think we did a bit of a mistake here. I think here we have only /slug. So this should be /article /slug. And component is /article template. Article template is source template article template JS6. Okay, here we go. Article template details. So that's the, I assume that's the component that we're gonna use. Article template details. Here we go. So I'm just gonna take the text block, the whole thing here. Ooh, that's a lot of markup. Okay. So we need to go into article, nope, into the template article, and just put this inside of the layout. Obviously, we're gonna need this home block and other placeholders. We're gonna have those defined elsewhere, like here. So I'm just gonna put that here. And the tags block is gonna be the same. So I'm just gonna take that. Where do we have the tag block? Here it is. And then we got subtitle here, but I think subtitles are just based on data, so that should be fine. We can figure that out later. So cool. We got the layout here. Now it's our job to make sure that there are some data in there. So let's take a look at that. I'm just gonna make this a little bit nicer. So I'm always afraid to use these pretiers because sometimes it ends up worse than it actually was. Now let's take a look here. First of all, I'm just gonna switch all class names to class because we're not in JS6 or React. So we need class. Now in Gridsome, we don't use a link. I believe. Let me see, I'm not actually sure about this. Linking. Oh, we got glink, yeah. So glink to, and to external pages is normal anchor. Perfect. So all articles is gonna lead to the main page, right? So we're gonna use a glink to main page. I'm actually interested to see if class actually works on this. Because I know that with Next.js, you have to use link and anchor tag. So we'll see if this is gonna work. Perfect. Now there's gonna be a lot of issues here, obviously, because I got still a lot of things to solve here. But this is fine. This is gonna be working. Now let's move on to another step here. So article single, should be the article ID. In that case, I have to get the data somehow. And I totally forgot what was here. So how did we get the data here? I think it was something like this, page something. Let me see in the documentation. Templates. There we go. It's a dollar page, and then we work with the data. So dollar page and article. So this is gonna be dollar page.article.id, and in Vue we need to put a colon here to let Vue know that this is a JavaScript field that it should care about. And then these are just classes. Element code name is going to be the same here. This is going to be different because we got page article title value. This is the same. Class is going to be the same. We can remove these two, I think. Article content value. Yeah, we don't have any rich text element yet. So what we're going to do, we're going to just output the page.article.content. Is it content? I think it was content. Yeah, article content value. So in our case, it's going to be just article content. Perfect. So that's what finishes this div. We go further here. Element code names. That's fine. Published. Oh, here we go. We got another moment here. So but we already know how to solve this. We're just gonna take this thing and make it a filter. So meta info, we're gonna add the filters here. I'm just gonna take that from the other file. So this is a slightly different format right here. An article date value, okay. So we got page.article.date. I think this is gonna be the date one again, by the way. So might as well just change it here, date one. This is gonna be working. So what we can do here is just put here page.article.date1 and use the filter. Awesome. Div class article single footer. Another code piece. Here we got the list of tags, right? So what we're gonna do here, this is gonna be again a glink. Two is going to be dynamic, so it's gonna go to tags slash the first tag and it's slug, right? So what we're gonna do here, this is gonna be a JavaScript string, and we're gonna actually iterate this. So it's gonna be v4 tag in page article tags. Sorry. And vbind key. Is it just a key? Not sure now, but let's say this is going to be a tag dot slug, and 2 is going to be tag slash the tag slug, right? So here we're looking for tag.slug. Perfect. And I think we have the glink finished. Oh, no, we don't. There is a class here, article-single two underscores tags list item link. Perfect. Now here is the value. So this is going to be tag dot title. And that's it. Oh, this is a Lee element actually. So we're gonna, okay. Now that changes the situation a bit. There is a Lee element. I totally missed that. There is a Lee element with this class. So we're gonna have to do a v4 and vbind key on the Lee element. Then we have the glink to tag.slug, blah, 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 and everything else here. The title, we end the glink, and then we end the LE. And now we're fine. Now it's just the UL, the end of div, the horizontal line, and we can go further. So there's a subtitle. I assume that's something what we have here as well. Thanks, title slug. No, we don't actually. Let me see in the headless CMS what we have there. If there actually is a subtitle there. Oh, there is a Andres here in the chat. Hello, good to see you here, my friend. Is that that looks like a duck? What you posted? Nice. So let's take a look here. Article. I just want to see if there is a subtitle there. So there's a title, description. I don't see any subtitles, which means it's got to be generated somehow. So let's see. So we're in the Gatsby implementation again. We're looking for subtitle. So that's a article template data, content item, site metadata, elements, subtitle value. So this is coming from site metadata. I see. So this is something that's defined per the whole site. So I assume we have this inside the site metadata. Here it is. So this is the subtitle. So we need to get this from the GraphQL query as well. So here we have all site metadata, edges, node, title. So that's this thing, but we also need a subtitle. So subtitle right there. Cool. So we're gonna do all site metadata, edges, the first one. So where were we? Here we were. So page, all site metadata, edges, the first one, node, and we're looking for node and subtitle. So this is for the use case when you have, the name of the article, then a minus or dash or something like that, then the subtitle of the whole site. And then we have a link here for a Twitter. Is that a Twitter? But we need the author elements name value. So we will need to adjust this query a bit. And I think we did the same on index, so I might just as well copy that from here, or don't we? No, this is just article. Okay, then it's a sidebar. I know that we use this somewhere. Here we go. It's all author. So I'm just gonna paste that here. And what we need from author? From author, there is the Twitter value, and there is name, and that's all. So on the name and Twitter, please. Name one, okay. And Twitter. Now I'm just blindly putting this here. I assume that the code name really is Twitter. We'll see that in a second. But what we need to do here is, this is gonna be page.allAuthor, all author. Then we need to go into edges. The first one, node elements. No, not elements. This goes right into Twitter. That's the difference between Gatsby and Gridsome. Here we can access the values directly. He doesn't like this because this is a different syntax. So here we go. This is correct now. Target is blank, and here we have the actual author name. So again, page, all author, edges, first one, node, and name one, actually, in our case, on Twitter. And we should be fine. I still think we have one extra div here. Let me see. Or don't we? This one closes this one. I don't think this is correct. Okay. And now we can save this and see if we have any errors. Everything is compiled successfully. That's usually a bad sign. If something, compiles just like that, it never works. But let's see. Maybe Gridsome is gonna surprise me. So let's go to the main page. So refresh it to be sure. And let's go. Okay, so this is a wrong URL right there. So I'm just gonna have to change that. So we go into index page. And I think we used, into the article. I think we used the normal links here. So that's another thing that I'm gonna change. So yeah, here it is. So this is gonna be a G-link to /article / the article slug and ends G-link. And the same will go here. This is also going to be G-link to categories, class, and we're going to end that G-link here. Perfect. Let's take a look. So you see now it goes into the right URL. And when we open that, it's not found. How come this is not found? Article, categories, article, let's see. So Gridsome config, article /article /slug. Okay, what usually helps here is to ask the Explorer, because here I think we have all page. And come on, we can see all the paths of all pages that were generated, right? So here you see the paths are generated just as slash and the slug. And I think that this has something to do with the fact I did not regenerate the site. So let's see. I'm just gonna regenerate the site. We'll see if this is gonna work. By the way, this is a very, very handy thing. You see now the paths are correct. This is a very handy thing to use, all page path. Mainly because the 404 page is not really descriptive enough. So you're gonna end up using this quite a bit, I think, as you use Gridsome. Or what you can do is you can enhance the 404 page to show how many pages and on which URLs were generated. I did that. So Gatsby has this by default. So I did the same in my implementations. Now let's take a look. So articles, humane typography. Here we go. So the article is there. Now let's see if this looks the same. Oh, this is actually the Gatsby site. Okay. It's always confusing, when both of these sites look very similar. There are still some styling issues, but yeah, I don't think that I'll ever get them, 100% the same. So let's take a look at the origins of social stationary lettering. Now we still don't have anything here. There is some issue here. Let's take a look. Moment is not defined. Okay. That's my mistake because I don't think I imported that on the template. There we go. So import moment from moment. There we go. So the styles are not there, but otherwise the data are in place. We got the links correct, so that's good. This is also nice. So the next thing we need to do is we actually need to make sure that this is an HTML. So we can't do it like this, but we need to use vhtml is page.article.content. Now this looks much better. Still, it seems like there is some markdown used, but otherwise it looks quite nice. Still, there are some styles missing. So let's take a look at if this component on Gatsby's side has some styles. Oh, and it does. So I'm just gonna copy that over. Article template details. So let's go back into assets, SCSS, components. I'm just gonna call this article template. And of course, remove the variables and mixins, because those are included automatically, and add that into components. So here we have article. Might as well add the article template below it. Perfect. So let's see. Now this looks much better. You see, the all articles is now a nice button. We got the links here. So I think that this is fine. Let me see what's this page. This page is the origins of social stationary lettering. Okay, here we go. So we don't have the image there, but otherwise, and we don't have the title of the article here. So let's see how we can fix that. I think it's something wrong in the template. G-link, that's fine. Here is the title. So page, article, title, value. So this should be on the title. Another mistake there. Okay. Something is wrong. Come on. Reference error page is not defined. Article of null found. Okay. So this sometimes happens. I'm just going to rebuild the site because this is obviously an error. There we go. So now the title is in place. The styles are still not 100% correct. But otherwise, we're just missing the images here. Let me see what we have here. So there is an asset node, get node asset. What is that, by the way? How did this get in there? That's interesting. So this is the div class rich text. Article single body. Here we go. So there's a div class rich text. Where is this coming from? This is interesting. I think we're gonna leave that for, well, not next time. I'm actually gonna have to figure this out myself tomorrow. But I assume that this is coming from the Gridsome plugin, because this is just a rich text. Article single body. that's exactly what I have here, where I'm adding the content. What I can do is I can check what the content looks like. So if we go into the Explorer and go into all page, no, not page, we want articles, all article, edges, node, and we go into content. This is a Gatsby 2 compatible version, blah, blah, blah. We are looking for a different content. I think it's this one. So there's an asset here. There's a header here. Yeah, so I think that for this, we're gonna have to implement the rich text resolving. Here we go. How to render rich text fields using view single file components. Yeah, I don't think I ever did this on a Gridsome level. Assets in rich text fields. I think this is what we're looking for, by the way. Add a query to your rich text component inside a static query block that will fetch all asset objects. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to do this, but it's nicely, you know, described here how you need to do this. This is actually exactly what I need: rendering assets in rich text fields. Because right now I don't have those. Yeah, I have empty places here, so I'm just gonna have to figure that out. Follow this this tutorial to get the images in place, but otherwise, you know, there are still some little bits and pieces that I need to do, like the tags and categories and so on. But those are little bits and pieces. Otherwise, I think that this, you see, this is almost done, guys. So see, for me, Gridsome is much more straightforward than Gatsby or Next, because whenever you just need to output something, you just put it there. When you need to manipulate something, you just add a function for it. It just seems very simple to me. That's why I always prefer Vue.js to anything else. But yeah, whenever you need to do something a bit more complicated, Gridsome is going to give you limits. It has its own boundaries. So in that case, you might as well go into Next or switch to React. Whatever feels closer. So in terms of this project, I'm gonna finish this tomorrow. Maybe I'm gonna do a stream tomorrow. We'll see if the time is right tomorrow morning, maybe afternoon, I don't know. And make sure, guys, to watch my Twitter. When this is done, when this is finalized in a pull request, I'm gonna let you know on Twitter that this project, I'm working on this for a month now. Yeah, every single stream. But the stream is always like 1 to 2 hours, so it wasn't that bad, to be honest. So thank you for watching today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to use my Twitter. Otherwise, I'm looking forward to seeing you next week on Thursday, again 3 p.m. BST. Next week is gonna be a bit longer stream. This time I have to run, but next week I will have plenty of time, hopefully. So it will be a bit longer stream. And I'm gonna be working on Gatsby, on the new version of Content Source plugin. So yeah, it's probably gonna be a bit more fails than successes, unfortunately, but we'll see. We'll see next time. So thanks for watching. Let me know how you liked it, and I'll see you next week, guys. Thanks, and see you. Have a nice weekend. Bye.